Emily, you have said that you haven't been able to do much on Twitter, and is it worth it to hire a Twitter person to start doing more outreach? And if so, what's it going right? Okay, a couple questions. First and foremost, who's your target customer, and do they hang out on Twitter? I have a great workbook called like "Where's the Party At," and it's essentially like where are your customers at, where are your competitors at, where are they getting their traffic, triage and figure out where you need to be. So first and foremost, on Twitter, do you need to be there? Is that where your potential customers are? If it's a resounding yes that you need to be on Twitter, then we can start to look. For instance, you can go on the website Growth Geeks. Growth Geeks can give you, if they're still around, they might be able to give you an idea, or even on Upwork, they'll give you an idea of how much this might cost you. Okay, so Upwork and Growth Geeks can give you an idea of the approximate cost to figure out if it's worth it. But again, before you hire anyone to do any social media for you, you should really make sure that's a channel you want to commit to. You do not need to be everywhere. You just need to be where your customers are. Okay, so so Emily's saying it would be more for the media. So Emily, so does that mean that you are trying to just connect with potential journalists that would write about you? If that's the case, that's like a totally different strategy. I get that. If you're talking about connecting with very specific people on Twitter, what I would do is use Twitter's functionality. It's called Twitter Lists. And I'll pull up really quickly. If you go to twitter.com/Lindsay T, and I think the URL would be /lists. You can see that I use lists a lot. So what you'd want to do is start tagging different people and adding them to specific lists. You can create public and private lists, and then when you go to Twitter, really focus on just the accounts that you have added to your lists and respond to them there. So there's some things that I have, there's some resources that my lists are public, but I also have some private lists that I keep for myself to use, but largely I can get a decent amount of traffic from Twitter, but it doesn't really convert well. So again, Emily, it has to do with your audience and your purposes. If you have a really good virtual assistant and kind of marketing generalist, and you can just design the process you want them to do to reach out to journalists on Twitter, then you can just hire that person. You don't need to hire a Twitter specialist. So I'm just looking to see if there are any more questions, because I actually have a phone call right now. It looks like, Emily, I got to your question. It looks like, Allison, I got to your question. This was an exciting time to just log on to the internet. A bunch of you are here. I saw some old friends that joined as well. So hi, drop a line, say hi, and have a great weekend.